Well, I've made a number of movies over the years based on real events, and this was one where I wanted to be as journalistic about it as I possibly could be. I felt like that the suspense, the emotion, the uncertainty, the drama really was going to exist within the details, and the spirit of authenticity, and my ability as a filmmaker to convey these moments in a powerful but fundamentally authentic way. I am talking about the people who were making the operation run, who were working around the clock to feed people, to make the caves accessible, despite the coming rains that were just making a muck and mire, sort of everywhere people turned. It was, none of it could have happened if all of it hadn't happened. and I think that's a fascinating reality of this particular mission. So everybody jumped on their bikes. They were going to go to the cave. They were going to explore the cave for a few hours. Then they were going to go back to a birthday party, and everyone was excited about it. They got into the cave, and clouds rolled in, and freakishly intense downpour began, and the boys were trapped. There was flash flooding in the cave, and they couldn't be found. Government officials came in. Navy SEALs were deployed. They made a dive. The current was too strong for them. One thing led to another, and real despair set in because, suddenly there really wasn't a great outlook for these boys. And the monsoon season, which had struck early, was, imminent. And the cave, it could very likely flood to the point where there was just no hope at all. It was because there was so much emotion around this and urgency, as the boys had reached this point where they were 9-10 days in the cave. People were, could barely imagine that they could even be alive still. And there's a lot of chaos around the entire operation at that point. Initially, they went in, of course, hoping to find the kids if they could, but primarily just to lay line so that follow-up volunteers and the Navy SEALs could have an easier time navigating the cave and continuing this search. However, they reached a point where they were just about out of line, and you can't go into a cave without laying a line because you'll never find your way back out. Running low on oxygen, and they decided to try one more chamber. So they went through a very flat, narrow passage where literally their chests and back were scraping at times. And they made it through that, and lo and behold, they discovered the boys and the coach, and everyone was alive. It was miraculous. So many things that could have, should have gone wrong, that it's hard not to view this as a miracle. However you define a miracle, and what leads human beings to a miraculous outcome. I hope the movie is a really powerful really powerful case study in sort of the anatomy of a miracle. This story is so full of suspense and mystery. It's just fraught with danger, not just physical danger. It's also emotional danger. What's it going to mean if there is a misstep? What does it take? What price is paid to try to achieve this thing. And the collaboration with the Thai cast has been so important. But we also brought in Thai co-producers who are monitoring the script, monitoring the adaptation, the translation into Thai. In some instances, helping us work with the actors to improvise new approaches to scenes, to try to make sure that the movie is authentic, contemporary, and emotionally and culturally as honest as it can possibly be. So, you know, I've just found the process to be fascinating, but I have a real sense of responsibility to the Thai people in my mind, and the culture and the movie. Well, it's a very inspiring story, and I hope people are inspired by it. I do think it acknowledges, respects, and even celebrates a level of volunteerism that is very unique. There are a lot of very powerful stories of really trained professionals going in and doing what they do, doing what they're paid to do. Yes, giving it everything that they have and beyond. But it's born out of a sense of duty, sometimes to a country, sometimes to an idea, but often to a job, to a career. And that's not the case with all the central characters in this movie. And I think that's one of the aspects of it that's most inspiring. They really did not know what was going to work. And there was a lot of improvisation along the way. There was a lot of risk-taking and exploration and problem-solving on the fly that is pretty remarkable to behold and a lot of fun to build into these scenes.